Hello everybody, today I'm going to be making another video, and today I'm going to be covering the chain rule. This is a rule in differential calculus, and there is a reverse way of doing it in integration, and I might cover that. It's called U substitution. I might cover it in another video, but today I'm covering the chain rule. This is a rule for derivatives, and click something. So I have this little equation right here, y is equal to x plus 2 squared, and the whole thing is squared. Now, using just like the normal derivative rules, you can you can factor it out and then solve it, because it's essentially x plus 2 with parentheses around it times x plus 2, and you can factor that out like you would a normal quadratic. But what if we wanted to solve it right like as it is? So what we would do in this case, we would use something called the chain rule, because what we have here is, if you think about it differently, you have a function x plus 2 inside of a function, and now that you could argue that for x squared as well, because what this is x squared, but it's actually x plus 2, and it's kind of hard to grasp this the first time, finding the inner function and finding the outer function. In this case, I'm going to just cut to the chase and tell you what it is, and we're going to see if maybe you can understand what the outside function is. So the outside function is going to be x squared. The inside function is going to be x plus 2. And that is what you need. That's the first step to doing the chain rule. And let me just put out the equation. I'll draw it right here. So let's say we have kx, okay, is equal to f of g of x, which is the situation that we have here. Sorry. And what happens here is f is the outer function. Sorry about that. And g of x is the inner function. And what we need to do, we need to find the derivative, and this must be k of x. Sorry guys. Okay, so k of x. Now, if we were to find k prime of x, okay, it would be f prime of x. Take the derivative of f prime of x with g of x inside it, multiplied by g prime of x. So basically what you have is the outer function, the derivative of the outer function with the normal inner function inside of it, multiplied by the derivative of the inner function. And you can kind of see that if we do it with a simpler example. Let's just say we have y is equal to x squared. Now, what would be the outer and inner function for this? Well, the outer function would be x squared. The inner function would be x. So what do we do in this situation? We take f prime, so that's going to be, so we're going to do f prime of g of x. And f prime of g of x, let me scroll down a little. Yeah. And f prime, and when we take f prime of g of x, we're going to get 2x. And we need to put, basically what happens is we replace this x right here with the inner function. Normally it would be a function of x, but now it's a function of g of x. What's g of x? It's the inner function. In this case, it just happens to be x as well, so this is just 2x. Then we multiply it by g prime of x. And g prime of x, basically, we take the derivative of x. What's the derivative of x? It is 1. So 2 of x times 1 is just 2 of x. And that is the derivative of x squared. So let me get myself some more space here. And we are going to use the red pen, And actually, I'll use a blue pen to solve for the derivative. Now, using that same concept, you can try doing it yourself, or you can watch this. And so what happens is you take the derivative of this. You get 2x. You take the derivative of the outer function. You replace the x value with the inner function, which is x plus 2. And keep in mind, it's usually, I believe, when doing the chain rule, it's usually helpful to put parentheses. So, x plus 2. That's what you'd have there. We're not done. We still need to do g prime of x. X plus 2, if we take the derivative of x plus 2, using the addition rule, we can solve for the derivative of this. So the derivative of x is 1. The derivative of 2 is just 0. So 1 plus 0 is 1, and then this thing over here is just 1. So then we get 2x plus 2, oh, sorry for the bad handwriting, 2x plus 2, and this is in parentheses, or you could write 2x plus 4 without the parentheses, and you would get the value of, well, the equation for y prime. This was a shorter video, but I'm only covering one rule. The chain rule is a bit of one of the harder ones to grasp, so I'd recommend looking into some more material. This is definitely one that you should get a lot of practice with. It's pretty important, not only in differential calculus, but also when you get to integration and u substitution specifically. It'll be really useful to make sure you know what this chain rule is all about. I hope this helped. Please find it in your heart to subscribe so you can get more videos like this, and leave a suggestion down below for anything I could fix or anything you want to see next. Thanks for watching.